and we had to be able to protect our players. And one of the things...
At 64, Mark Messier moved slowly through the rehabilitation room, each step deliberate, heavy with the weight of decades of North American hockey. Though his body no longer possesses the speed and agility that once defined him, the aura of greatness remains, radiating from every careful motion. 6 Stanley Cups, 5 with the Edmonton Oilers, 1 with the New York Rangers, mark him as one of the sport's all-time greats. He is the only captain in NHL history to lead 2 different teams to a championship, a testament not just to skill but to the power of leadership and resilience. Every milestone in his career, from building dynasties with Edmonton to the unforgettable moments in New York, like the legendary 1994 playoff hat trick, represents years of dedication, sacrifice, and endurance. But now, in quieter moments, the physical toll is undeniable. The knees ache, discs strain, and the memory of countless hits lingers. Every movement reminds him of the cost of a lifetime spent on ice, pushing himself beyond ordinary limits, carrying expectations of teammates, fans, and an entire nation. Childhood lessons in strength. Mark Messier's childhood in Alberta was a landscape of contrasts. The bitterly cold winters outside mirrored the rigorous expectations inside his home. While love was present, it was intertwined with a disciplined intensity that would shape him into the man he would become. Doug Messier, a former professional player and coach, never demanded shouting or punishment. Instead, he led through example, showing his son that life respects those who fight and endure. Praise was scarce and fleeting, given only when Mark proved himself through effort and achievement, while mistakes carried quiet but undeniable weight. The rink became more than a place to play. It became his classroom, where each morning gloved hands gripped skates too large for them and small victories were measured by persistence rather than applause. Even as a young boy, Mark began learning the importance of resilience. The lessons of discipline were subtle: a father's steady gaze after a good play, the absence of visible frustration when mistakes occurred, the implicit understanding that character was built in silence through repetition, endurance, and self-control. Vulnerability was a luxury he couldn't afford, and emotions like fear or self-doubt were quickly learned to be managed privately. One defining moment came when he was 8. After a difficult loss in a Pee-wee game, he sat quietly on the bench, tears hidden beneath his helmet. His father placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder, not scolding, not questioning, simply reminding him that strength is cultivated through endurance, even when no one is watching. That lesson, strength forged in quiet moments, would stay with him for life. Mark's childhood was not about denying love, but about channeling it into purpose. While other children played freely, Messier's days were a balance between practice, study, and self-improvement. He learned early that achievement and effort were inseparable, and that discomfort was a tool, not a punishment. From this foundation, he would develop a work ethic and internal drive that set him apart, building the framework for leadership, courage, and resilience that defined his entire career. Entering the world of professional hockey. By 17, Mark Messier had outgrown the familiar world of home and local rinks and entered the unforgiving reality of professional hockey. The WHA, the World Hockey Association, became his proving ground, a place where survival demanded more than skill. It demanded a capacity to endure, to adapt, and to assert oneself in a world dominated by men who had years of experience on him. His first team, the Indianapolis Racers, provided little in terms of comfort or encouragement. Players were focused on results, and the attention given to a young, unproven athlete was minimal. After the Racers folded, Messier moved to the Cincinnati Stingers, a team in a city far from home where he had to navigate loneliness and anonymity. Many of his peers left the league or abandoned their dreams. The fear of being forgotten pressed heavily on him. Yet in that pressure, Messier discovered a deeper truth. The only person responsible for his future was himself. Glory, recognition, and success were not guaranteed. Discipline, perseverance, and resilience were essential. This formative period instilled in him a self-reliance that would later allow him to rise as a leader in the most challenging environments, guiding others not through words alone but through example. The WHA years taught Messier the value of persistence in the face of uncertainty. He learned to carry responsibility even before he was fully prepared, to trust in his own judgment, and to embrace discomfort as a teacher. Every practice, every game became a measure of his commitment to his goals, and every obstacle strengthened his resolve. It was a crucible that would forge the character necessary to lead teams, cities, and eventually entire hockey communities through triumphs and trials alike. Forged in Edmonton. When Messier joined the Edmonton Oilers, he stepped into a team brimming with talent and ambition. Wayne Gretzky shone as the centerpiece, drawing attention and accolades, but Messier discovered his own role, the relentless force that could carry the team through chaos, inspire cohesion, and fight with relentless determination. Every practice pushed him to the limits of endurance, and every game demanded more than skill. It demanded courage, stamina, and the willingness to sacrifice for the team. Messier's body bore the marks of this intensity, bruises, aches, and fatigue, but each scar symbolized a lesson learned, a moment of perseverance, or a commitment to teammates. The Oilers' culture demanded toughness, yet it also allowed Messier to refine the subtler qualities of leadership, patience, empathy, and example. Leadership was not defined by loud speeches or dramatic gestures. It was defined by consistency, reliability, and the quiet influence of action. He became the bridge between raw talent and coordinated strategy, between youthful energy and disciplined execution. Edmonton taught him that leadership is about embodying ideals, not announcing them. In those years, Messier also discovered the emotional dimensions of being a leader. He learned to inspire confidence without words, to carry the weight of expectation without faltering, and to maintain perspective amid chaos. The Oilers were more than a team, they were a community, and Messier's role was both visible on the ice and deeply felt behind the scenes. He absorbed the lessons of teamwork, responsibility, and endurance that would later define his captaincy in New York and beyond. Becoming the backbone. When Wayne Gretzky was traded to Los Angeles in 1988, Edmonton faced an unprecedented void. Fans and analysts feared the team's decline, and the Oilers themselves were left searching for stability. Into this moment of uncertainty stepped Messier, already forged through years of discipline and adversity. He understood that the team's legacy and the city's pride now rested on his shoulders, and he approached that responsibility with a quiet, unwavering determination. Each stride on the ice, each decisive play was a testament to his commitment to the collective. Leadership was not a title or a role. It was a constant promise to teammates and fans alike that the team spirit would endure. The 1990 Stanley Cup victory was not just a milestone, it was proof that perseverance, selflessness, and character could sustain excellence even in the absence of a player of Gretzky's magnitude. Messier's approach combined resilience with inspiration, showing that leadership is as much about carrying the weight of responsibility as it is about celebrating victories. This period reinforced a core belief in Messier's life, that true strength is measured not only by triumphs but also by the consistency and reliability one demonstrates when challenges threaten to overwhelm. Edmonton under Messier became a proving ground for the enduring principles that would guide his career: courage, perseverance, and an unshakable commitment to others. The call of New York. With his legacy secured in Edmonton, Messier faced a new challenge in New York, a city steeped in ambition and hunger for triumph after a 54-year championship drought. The Rangers weren't simply seeking a skilled player, they were seeking a leader, someone capable of inspiring belief in a team and a city that had grown accustomed to disappointment. Stepping onto the ice at Madison Square Garden, Messier confronted not only the expectations of fans but also the complexities of a locker room struggling with internal divisions and uncertainty. Here, the lessons from his youth in Edmonton crystallized. He led by example, embodying resilience, courage, and an unshakable commitment to the collective. During the 1994 playoffs, particularly in the decisive Game 6 against the New Jersey Devils, his performance became legendary, not merely for scoring goals but for carrying the weight of the team, transforming anxiety into confidence, and instilling hope where doubt had prevailed. The victory, culminating in Messier lifting the Stanley Cup, was more than a personal triumph. It represented decades of discipline, perseverance, and leadership cultivated in moments of uncertainty. It showed that the ability to inspire, to endure, and to act decisively under pressure is a lesson built over a lifetime of commitment and sacrifice. The invisible cost of glory. Behind the public admiration and acclaim, Messier's success came at a quiet, personal cost. Fame did not protect him from the demands of constant excellence, and the responsibility to maintain an impeccable image required emotional discipline. Even during rest, his mind and body remained engaged in the pursuit of responsibility. The duality of his existence, a public figure and private man burdened by obligation, illustrates the hidden dimensions of extraordinary achievement. Pain, fatigue, and emotional restraint became routine companions, and moments of vulnerability were rare. Personal relationships, too, were approached with caution, as the fear of being seen in weakness lingered. Through this, Messier demonstrated that the demands of leadership extend far beyond the ice, encompassing emotional, social, and ethical dimensions. True resilience, he showed, is sustained not only by skill, but by the ability to navigate responsibilities, expectations, and personal challenges with integrity. A difficult chapter in Vancouver. As Mark Messier's career progressed, he faced a chapter unlike any other in Vancouver. Tasked with leading a team desperate for success, he walked into an environment fraught with skepticism, internal tension, and the weight of public expectation. The Canucks were not just seeking a skilled player, they wanted a savior, someone to restore pride and direction. Messier, carrying decades of experience and a reputation as one of hockey's greatest leaders, arrived with the quiet determination that had defined his life. But this time, his skills and legacy met resistance rather than applause. From the very beginning, challenges surfaced. Within the locker room, some players were wary, unsure of his leadership style, while others resented the idea of an outsider being placed in a position of authority. Media scrutiny added another layer of pressure. Every game, every pass, every decision was analyzed, dissected, and often criticized. Fan support was fractured. Initial excitement over his signing gave way to skepticism and even frustration, as expectations grew faster than the team's cohesion. For the first time, Messier felt the sting of being misunderstood, not for what he could accomplish on the ice, but for who he was as a leader and as a person. Yet, despite the criticism and the difficult atmosphere, Messier approached Vancouver with the same principles that had guided him throughout his career: perseverance, professionalism, and an unwavering commitment to his values. He focused on what he could control: his preparation, his attitude, and the example he set in every practice and every game. Leadership in Vancouver was no longer about glory or celebration, it was about steadfastness in the face of rejection. Every day required courage, the courage to maintain composure amid skepticism, to act with integrity despite misunderstanding, and to continue contributing positively even when acknowledgement was absent. The Vancouver experience underscored a different dimension of leadership. It was no longer about rallying fans or inspiring teammates in moments of triumph. It was about maintaining dignity and resolve when the environment itself seemed opposed to success. Messier had spent decades leading teams through uncertainty and pressure, but here he faced a unique test: the challenge of upholding his own standards and sense of purpose in a situation where external validation was minimal, where even small successes often went unnoticed. Despite the absence of championships in Vancouver, this period illustrated a quiet, profound kind of resilience. Messier demonstrated that leadership is not defined solely by victories, but by the ability to navigate adversity with integrity. It was a reminder that the qualities required to excel, discipline, courage, empathy, and persistence, are often most visible in situations where recognition is absent. Vancouver was not a stage for applause, it was a proving ground for character. Lessons from a lifetime. Mark Messier's journey through hockey is a story not just of points, wins, or trophies, but of character forged under pressure and adversity. From his disciplined childhood to the demanding arenas of professional hockey, he learned that greatness is inseparable from sacrifice, resilience, and a willingness to shoulder responsibility beyond personal comfort. Each victory came with cost, each leadership role required endurance, and every decision carried weight far beyond the immediate moment. Within this journey lie universal lessons. Strength is built in adversity, often when no one is watching. Character is revealed not in praise but in expectation, particularly when external pressures are relentless. True leadership is measured not only by action but also by empathy, consistency, and the ability to lift others while maintaining one's own standards. Messier exemplifies how purpose, dedication, and the discipline cultivated over a lifetime can allow one individual to influence not just teams or fans but entire communities and even the broader culture of a sport. These lessons extend beyond the rink. They are reminders that in life, challenges cannot always be avoided, recognition cannot always be guaranteed, and support is not always present. Endurance, integrity, and selflessness become the defining markers of achievement. For Messier, each stage of his career, from the formative years in Alberta through the high-pressure crucible of professional hockey to the misunderstood chapter in Vancouver, built a coherent philosophy of perseverance that serves as a model for resilience in any endeavor. The legacy of a warrior. Looking back, the physical marks and mental fatigue Messier carries tell a story deeper than statistics. They reflect decades of dedication to principles of leadership, courage, and service. Every bruise, every sore muscle, every moment of exhaustion was a step toward embodying ideals larger than personal success. His career, punctuated by triumphs, challenges, and periods of quiet struggle, reveals the unseen labor of sustained excellence, the long hours of preparation, the hidden sacrifices, and the discipline necessary to meet relentless expectations. Messier's legacy demonstrates that legends are not defined solely by records, championships, or public adulation. They are defined by the strength to maintain values under pressure, by the ability to endure hardship with integrity, and by the capacity to inspire others through consistent example. Heroism, as Messier embodies it, is not only in moments of public recognition but also in the steady commitment to act with purpose and integrity when no one is watching. A life of enduring inspiration. Today, Mark Messier moves through life with a measured pace, carrying the memories of battles fought and victories earned. While the arena lights have dimmed, the impact of his leadership, courage, and example continues to resonate. He has shown that greatness is not only measured in trophies but in the strength of character, in the capacity to positively influence others, and in the resilience to act rightly even under pressure. Messier's story encourages reflection on perseverance, discipline, and the pursuit of purpose. It illustrates that extraordinary achievement is often less about dramatic moments and more about the consistent daily choices to endure, lead, and act with integrity. His life serves as an enduring inspiration, demonstrating that the path to greatness is paved not only with talent, but with persistence, selflessness, and unwavering commitment. The legacy he leaves is not merely in statistics or accolades, but in the countless individuals who witnessed, learned from, and were inspired by his example. Through both triumph and challenge, Mark Messier exemplifies what it means to live a life of purpose, courage, and dedication. His journey reminds us that the measure of a leader is not only in public victories, but in the quiet, steady resolve to persevere and inspire, even when the world's recognition is not guaranteed. Vancouver, with all its trials, stands as a testament to this truth. True strength and leadership shine brightest when tested, and Messier's story proves that resilience, character, and integrity are the most enduring forms of legacy.